We always begin with gratitude. So I want to thank you for being here and for doing whatever it is you needed to do to show up here. I am so honored to have your energy and your presence in this space, and I hope that you are allowing yourself to be wherever it is that you are. I am LA, and I'm a holistic wellness therapreneur and the creator of this channel, Reconnect with You. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. If my vibe and energy or any of the contents here resonate with you, please remember to do the big three: like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting videos on hashtag Solitude Sunday to send y'all some good vibes to get started for the week. This channel has a primary focus on wellness and will include sound baths, affirmations, tips on different aspects of wellness, and short talks focused on you and your relationship with yourself, which is the foundation for all of your other relationships. So, are you ready to reconnect with you? If so, come on in and get comfortable, whatever getting comfortable looks like for you. Before we begin, I want to give you a brief overview of the structure of our time together today. First, I will be cleansing the space and centering us using a short sound bath. Next, I am going to pull an affirmations card, or today I'll be using an oracle deck for the collective. And then I will transition into the short talk, and I will wrap up with a reflection and journaling prompt for you to take with you after the video. I start each video by cleansing the space and just centering us with a short sound bath. For today's sound bath, I will be using a crystal quartz singing bowl in the musical key or note of F, which corresponds to the heart chakra. The heart chakra focuses on self-acceptance and compassion. So I'm going to give you a second to get into your meditation position, or to lie down or get comfortable, whatever that feels like for you. Let's begin. I accept myself exactly where I am. I deserve to be celebrated. I love myself. Thank y'all so much for joining me for that very brief sound bath. Next, I am going to pull an oracle card to get a message for the collective. Today I'm going to be using the Moonology Oracle Cards deck. I will make sure that I leave the link in the description box for this deck. All right. What message does the collective need? What message does the collective need? Whoops. Shuffle. All right. Okay, so I have full moon in Virgo, and it says you are enough. I'm sorry, it says you are good enough. All right. You are good enough. That is very fitting for today's message. I am not sure who that message was for, but if it resonates with you, I encourage you to take it however it resonates. So today's topic is how to celebrate yourself. I actually thought about this topic last week after I posted my most recent video, and I was thinking to myself, like, dang, this would have been the perfect topic or the perfect message to share with everyone as we were getting ready for Valentine's Day. But then I thought you should and can celebrate yourself all the time and every day. So I wanted to talk to y'all about how to celebrate yourself. A while ago, one of my best friends who is a life coach asked me, how do you celebrate yourself? I paused because I didn't have an answer, and I thought that was a very good question. So I told my friend that I would think about it and get back to him and maybe follow up with some thoughts that I had. If you've been coming here for a little while, you know that I really like journaling, and it's one of the ways that I express myself, one of the tools that I use for reflection. What I did after my friend asked me this question is I sat down and journaled about all of the ways in which I celebrate myself. One thing I wanted to challenge myself to do in this particular journaling was to think of non-material ways to celebrate myself. While I love and appreciate gifts are not one of my primary love languages. One of the things I noticed in my journaling after a while is that I had trouble adding more things to the list or coming up with more ways that I celebrate myself. On one hand, I took this to mean that maybe I don't celebrate myself enough. On the other hand, I wondered if there are ways that I do celebrate myself but may not necessarily have an awareness that, oh, this is something that is considered you celebrating yourself. I want to share with y'all 5 ways that I celebrate myself. Number 1, be your own hype person. Whenever you accomplish something, when you look good, when you feel good, or just when you notice some progress that you're making, hype yourself up. Like, okay, progress. Really make yourself feel good, gas yourself up. You have to. When you do that, then you are less likely to seek external validation, which I've talked about. Number 2, take yourself on a date. I said the first one was my favorite, but this is probably another one of my favorite. I absolutely love taking myself out on a date. Whether it's going to dinner, going to a museum, and really taking as much time as I want to get ready and not have to feel like I'm keeping somebody waiting or not feel like I have to create plans around someone else. And so taking yourself on a date is another way that you can celebrate yourself. Number 3, positive self-talk. That's another way that you can celebrate yourself. There used to be an affirmation that I said to myself every morning. It was pretty long. I don't say it anymore. There are other smaller affirmations that I use in lieu of doing that. But that's another way that you can celebrate yourself, by saying positive affirmations to yourself. And you don't have to just do this in the morning when you start your day. You can do this throughout the day. You can do it silently to yourself. You can do it while you're driving in the car. You can do it when you're in the shower. But just make sure that you are using positive self-talk and positive affirmations to celebrate yourself. Number 4, cooking for myself or making myself a nice cocktail, which has become a hobby of mine. One of the ways in which I celebrate myself is I will find a new recipe that I've been wanting to try or that I've been wanting to make, and I will make it for myself. and I really have a good time with it, and that's my way of celebrating myself. Another thing that I will do is make myself a nice cocktail. So at some point during the pandemic, I became a lot more interested in spirits and wanting to learn more about spirits and how to make different cocktails and how to make them look really nice. So that's something else that I will do to celebrate or reward myself, so to speak. Number 5, dancing. One of the ways that I celebrate myself is by dancing. I literally dance all day. And not all throughout the day, but it's just kind of something that I do. I might be at work, in my office by myself, and I might bust out, into a dance, or when I'm in the kitchen, like I was saying earlier, if I'm cooking or making a nice cocktail, or if I'm making candles, or just in the house by myself. I really enjoy dancing. It's something that I just have a lot of fun with, and it's one of the ways that I do celebrate myself. I shared with you all 5 ways that I celebrate myself. I want to give you a bonus, though. I want to share with you another way that I celebrate myself in a way that you can celebrate yourself. Take some time to reflect on your accomplishments. And when I say accomplishments, I don't just mean the titles that you have or the degrees that you've earned or the awards that you've earned. Sometimes it's I made it through this really challenging point in my life and I learned these lessons from it. Sometimes that is I won't say sometimes that is an accomplishment. So really take some time to reflect on your accomplishments. One of the things that I've started doing is doing so by quarter. So really sitting down, and this is something that I include in my gratitude journaling, but taking some time to reflect on my accomplishments is something that I try to do on a regular basis. So you can do this once a month. You can do it at the end of every week. You can do it at the end of every quarter. You can also do it at the end of the year so that you can kind of reflect on everything that you've accomplished or overcome throughout the year. So that's a bonus way that you can celebrate yourself. I hope that my ways of celebrating myself gives you some ideas and ways that you can celebrate yourself. Please share in the comments below how you celebrate yourself. Before I close out, I like to leave you all with a prompt for journaling or reflection. The prompt for today is, how do you celebrate yourself? In answering that question, if let's say right now you feel like you don't celebrate yourself, that's okay. I want you to shift that question then to what are some ways that I can celebrate myself? And feel free to take any of the ideas that I've shared. But just think about the things that make you feel good. And those are some things that you can do to celebrate yourself. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I look forward to connecting with y'all again soon. But in the meantime, reconnect with you. Namaste.